Let's go.
Which I probably know the answer to.
Okay.
Have you ever lived through a renovation?
Oh my gosh.
Have you lived through more than one renovation?
Oh yes. Have you? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that.
I have, and I've lived through a renovation with you. I've lived through 2 renovations with you, and I'm living through my 3rd renovation with you right now. 3rd time's a charm. Are we going to do it again?
We're doing it again. I don't think we have a choice. So, all right, then let me ask you this.
Okay, hit me.
What do you think is the, try to pick one. What do you think is the one most stressful thing, top 3 most stressful things about living through a renovation?
For me, one, to be honest, it's balancing the renovation with real life. Because sometimes, you're looking at a project and you're like, do I want to finish a kitchen so that I can make dinner? Or, am I taking our son to gymnastics, or am I, working with clients? Now, some people renovate and other people do the work. That's a very different situation. We're living through doing it ourselves. Sweat equity is how we have built our rental portfolio. It's how we flipped our first house kind of on accident, but we did. We renovated our first house, which led us to our second house, which led us to our first rental. So for us, it's the sweat equity. The other thing I think is keeping the budget in check. It's very easy, for me, it's very easy to get excited. Okay, so we've budgeted $100 for this sink fixture. Woo, but I like this one that's $200. Okay, so then are we just going for it and blowing the budget, or are we taking $100 away from somewhere else?
Well, it also depends on what it is. You can say, okay, well, is it worth it to spend? Am I going to get 5 years of enjoyment out of this if I spend the money on it now? Or am I just going to get tired of it in a year and want to change it already? And then another year, I'm going to change it again. Right. So you have to ask yourself that question too. How long am I willing to live with this particular change or improvement?
Well, and then, okay, so let me finish my number 3 because I'm going to go off on a tangent.
Go for it. I love tangents. They're my favorite thing.
I'm like, it's coffee morning. Okay, so I think balancing, just doing the work and having life and working, number one. I think number 2 is the budget. Okay. And I think number 3 is the timeline. Okay. I'm lucky because I'm in a situation where you are very skilled and there's nothing you can't do or figure out or research. I know you're probably not going to want to re-roof a house by yourself, but the renovations we're doing, you can guide me on. You're able to do it, and you can.
I'm going to let everyone in on a little secret. My secret is YouTube University.
No, but I mean, your dad was an electrician. You come from a family of carpenters. Your uncle was a plumber. You grew up using your hands and doing things, and now you build professionally for a living. So you have more knowledge probably than your average, I'm going to flip a house, I don't know what I'm doing person. But for me, even with having somebody as skilled and as talented as you, there could be a project that we're like, oh, this is going to take us half a day. And then 3 days later, we're still tearing our hair out because this thing led to that thing, which led to this thing. So it's also timeline. So what would you say are your top 3 most stressful things about renovating?
I'm going to throw a little wrench in the works here, and I'm going to pivot, if that's okay with you. I'm going to talk about...
I'll allow it.
I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite things. I think number 1 is the planning. I know the planning can be stressful. I think you talked about it, but the planning, I mean, especially if it's something that you're going to live in and live with, and it's for you, and it's for your family, and it's for your future. Especially if you have a couple bathrooms, focus on this one bathroom, the guest bathroom first, and say, okay, well, we're really going to dial this in. We're going to spend our focus and our time just really making this the most comfortable we can and the most comfortable we can for our guests.
Well, you don't want to be without both bathrooms.
No, exactly. And you still have
both of them out at the same time.
And you still have another functioning bathroom. You might have to share for a couple months, but whatever. In the end, it's worth it. The payoff is big. Okay,
so you really like the planning. So what are your other 2 top favorite things about renovating?
I just really like to do the work, honestly. I love working with my hands.
Do you like the problem solving? Good at it.
Mostly. Some of it is kind of a pain, but that comes with the territory.
Okay, so you like the planning. You like the learning.
Yep, I like the doing. And honestly, I think number 3, and it's kind of an easy one, but I think the final product. I think seeing the fruits of your labor, seeing your vision come to life, having a space that's yours, that you're comfortable with, that speaks to you, that you feel good in.
I also think one of the things with renovating for me is to give yourself permission to take a break when you need a break.
Oh, 100%. You have to.
Yeah, because if you're having a day where it's not fun, or you're having a project that's really stressful, or just not doing what you want to do, sometimes walking away is the very best thing that you can do, because it'll also give you some perspective. Go back with a fresh mind. Know when it's okay to take a break. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let's pretend money's no issue, which for us right now, budget and money does matter, but let's pretend it didn't matter.
I love that game.
I know, I like that if money
It's my
didn't matter,
favorite game.
it's fun. Okay, if there was one project you could have paid somebody to do, what would it have been?
Oh man. Project. I'm gonna say drywall. I'm not a fan of drywall. Patching is fine. Doing a whole room is not fine.
Oh man,
And I
remember
have
when
a
we
lot
drywall the whole ceiling?
Oh my gosh.
It is an art of getting it, especially
yeah.
untextured walls.
Mhm.
Man,
Nice and
kudos to,
smooth,
oh
yeah.
my gosh, kudos to those drywall peeps. Okay, specifically in this house in Turlock, if there was one thing in this first phase we're doing. So the first phase of our house right now does not include kitchens or bathrooms. There's so much basic stuff we needed to get done first. What would you have paid somebody to do in this house currently?
Flooring.
Really?
Flooring.
You're
I
so
don't-
good at flooring.
I don't mind it. You know, I kind of enjoy it, and you can kind of get in the zone. It's a little bit relaxing and meditative and stuff. It's just, it can be hard on the body. When
fair.
it's hard on the body when you don't do it all the time. The knee pads are everything. Honestly.
You had knee pads and the little
if
knee
you're gonna spend
block.
money, if you're gonna spend money anywhere on a home renovation, spend it on some good quality knee pads.
Okay.
I'm serious, 100%.
I'm gonna
Especially the older you get, knee pads for sure.
I'm going to say I would have paid, and I can't believe you didn't pick this, I would have paid somebody to break up the tile before
Oh,
we had to do the
tile.
flooring. Breaking up that tile. Whoever put the tile down in the house we bought intended for that tile to survive like the apocalypse.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I'm happy with how the new flooring turned out, but the tile was a nightmare.
Taking
And
the tile
I
up
don't
was a
want to have to do that specific tile ever again.
And guess what, everybody? There's more of that tile in our house. In the kitchen. So phase 2.
So I have a question for you then.
Okay, hit me.
What are some projects you would highly recommend, based on your experience, that they take care of before they move in?
Oh, if you have the time, money, whatever the situation, I would say if you're changing out flooring, 100% before you move in. You don't want to move furniture twice.
And it's dusty, it's messy, there are a lot of reasons to do that.
If you're taking out popcorn ceiling, absolutely before you move in. Painting, absolutely. And then maybe, again, if there are true safety concerns, open wires, leaking plumbing, anything that's going to require you, right, termites, anything that's going to require you to have to move something you've already moved, you want to do before you're in the house. You don't want to be moving refrigerators to fix a plumbing leak for your ice maker.
One other thing I'll add to that, paint before you do the flooring.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to get paint on your new floors.
It also just makes the work a lot faster and more efficient if you're not worried about protecting the floors.
Okay, I have a question for you. If you're talking to a true first-time renovator, what is one thing that you think always takes longer than you expect?
Get the flooring done before you move in, because it takes longer than you think. It's a little harder on the body than you think.
Buy more than you think you need.
Buy more than you think you need. You can always return it. It's easier to return 10 boxes than it is to wait a week for one more to get delivered.
That might not match because maybe it's a different batch.
If you wait and try to do that when you've already got furniture and you're living there after a few months, it'll take 2, 3, 4 times as long, because now you can't get into a rhythm. You're moving things around constantly. You're creating dust. You're creating a mess.
We have renovated at every phase in our life. Our first house, I was pregnant, 100 months pregnant. So I was like painting with a respirator on and a baby in the belly. And then everybody asked, like, isn't it so hard to renovate with a baby? We were like, no, that's the easiest. Because you just stick them in a crib and they're fine. And then
As soon as they start walking, it's all over.
Your life is over.
You're not renovating a house for the next 5-10 years.
well, then we renovated our second house when our son was like 3.5-ish.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. That's
And then
true.
we got him involved. There were definitely things he could help with, and then there were times he was definitely at grandma and grandpa's. And now this house, we actually surprised our son. He did not know we were buying it. So we had a surprise party for him at the new house with the swimming pool and our family, which was super fun to get to surprise him. But then we were like, guess what you're doing for your birthday? You're painting a bedroom. So that's been another, I think, really special thing for us, is getting to kind of share those experiences with our son, start teaching him some of those age-appropriate things. A 10-year-old can absolutely learn how to use tools.
The more you can do as a unit, I think the less crazy it feels, because everyone is involved, everyone is invested. It's more fun. You're teaching your kids new skills. You're learning new skills as a couple. You're learning patience, and it also doesn't just fall on one person. Yes, it's stressful, but it's very rewarding to be able to put your own sweat equity into a property and make it your own and put your own stamp on it.
HGTV is not how renovating happens. And it's hard, and things are not going to work out the way that you expect them to. Some things are going to come out better than you expected. I mean, in my experience.
Yeah, one thing that's been helpful for us as well, whether you're in the thick of it or you're just in the planning stages, is go online, find some reference photos, build yourself a storyboard,
Your Pinterest board, whatever you're doing, yeah.
and get on the same page and have that dialed in and have a bit of a scrapbook ready to go and say, here's what we're doing in this room, here's our general theme, here's our general color palette, because you don't want to be in the middle of a project and say, well, what are we going to paint this room? We haven't decided on a color yet. That's the absolute worst time to make a decision. You're already stressed, you're already under the gun. You want to have those things mostly dialed in. You can have a loose idea. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you need to have a general idea so you're on the same page. It makes it go smoother.
Oh man, I do get excited talking about renovating. I could go on forever and ever, but I would really love to hear if you have any questions about renovating. Have you been thinking about it? Does it make you nervous? Just kind of like, what are some of the things that maybe are concerning to you? Give me a call. I'd love to hear, kind of what you're thinking.
Feel free to reach out, DM, text, call, email, whatever. We're easy to get a hold of. If it's something you're considering in your home search, do I want something move-in ready? Am I looking for a total fixer, or I'm not sure yet? That's what we're here to help answer.
And again, we've done it. We've been there. How can we help? Peace.